Let me ask you something. How long can you actually focus on one thing right now? Not just sort of paying attention, but truly locked in. No tab switching, no phone buzzing in your mind, no urge to check something else. Most people think they're fine, a little distracted maybe, but manageable. But the data tells a different story. Your attention span isn't just shrinking, it's collapsing, and it's happening faster than almost anyone admits. For decades, humans could sustain deep focus, reading long books cover to cover, following complex arguments, sitting with a difficult problem until it cracked open. That ability built civilizations, inventions, and everything meaningful. Then something changed, and the change is accelerating right now in your daily life, whether you feel it or not. Researchers have tracked this. A major 2023 study following more than 80,000 people found the average time a person could focus on a single screen without switching dropped from 2.5 minutes in 2004 to just 47 seconds. 47 seconds. That's not a small dip, that's a breakdown. And it's not because you suddenly got lazier or less disciplined. Something in the environment shifted. The same way the Flynn effect lifted IQ scores for generations before reversing, attention, the foundation of all higher thinking, is now sliding backward. The skills disappearing fastest are exactly the ones that make life rich: sustained focus, deep reading, original thought. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly what's pulling your attention apart. You'll see the three forces driving it, and most importantly, you'll know it's reversible. The question is whether you'll actually do something about it. Think back to your grandparents, or even your parents. Many could lose themselves in a newspaper for an hour, or work on a project without constant interruption. A child born in the 1980s grew up in a world where boredom was normal, where staying with something difficult wasn't optional. It was how you learned to think. Now compare that to today. The younger generation, and honestly most of us, grew up with devices designed to interrupt. Every app, every feed, every notification is engineered to pull you away. Not because the creators hate focus, but because interruption keeps you scrolling, and scrolling makes money. This isn't speculation, it's the business model. The cognitive cost is the feature. Let's look at the evidence. Large-scale studies across countries show consistent patterns. Attention metrics, working memory capacity, and the ability to resist immediate distractions have all declined measurably since the mid-2000s. One analysis of college students found their average focus study time without digital interruption fell dramatically. Another tracking workplace professionals showed constant task switching reducing effective output by up to 40%. But here's what makes it hard to look away from. The decline isn't random. The exact cluster of skills weakening, sustained attention, working memory, resisting distraction, deep reasoning, mirrors what happens when the brain rarely gets the exercise it needs. That exercise is boredom. Not the anxious kind, the productive kind. The state of staying with something difficult when an easier option is available. Reading a long argument through to its conclusion. Sitting with an unsolved problem without reaching for your phone. Following a single thought wherever it actually leads instead of jumping to the next dopamine hit. When researchers compared people who could still do this to those who couldn't, the difference wasn't intelligence or age. It was how often their environment demanded unbroken focus. The older brother in the family studies grew up with fewer interruptions. The younger one didn't. Same genes, same house, different attention environment, different outcomes. So what changed? 3 things. The first is rewiring your brain right now. The second hides in plain sight in your daily habits. And the third is something most people never connect to their inability to focus. The first force is the most obvious, but also the most underestimated. Constant fragmentation. Your brain wasn't built for this. Evolution shaped it for deep work on survival problems, tracking prey, crafting tools, planning hunts. Sustained attention was a superpower. Now, it's a liability for the platforms that profit from your distraction. Every time you switch tasks, even briefly, it costs mental resources. Researchers call this the switch cost. It adds up. One study found that after an interruption, it can take over 20 minutes to regain deep focus. But in reality, most people never get those 20 minutes. Something else pings, another tab, another notification, another quick check. Exercise creates BDNF, brain fertilizer. Deep sleep consolidates the neural gains from focused effort. Reduce short-form content aggressively. Replace it with longer, higher-quality material that rewards completion. Read books that demand attention. Listen to lectures that build ideas slowly. Your brain will adapt. It always does when the environment changes. The people who turn this around often describe the same experience. At first, focus feels impossible. Then, after a few weeks of consistent practice, something shifts.